everyone, it's Mrs. Allward. Today's topic is called double distribution. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take two polynomials that are called binomials. A binomial has two terms, okay? And we're going to take those two binomials and we're going to multiply them together. So, we need to do something called double distribution. So in some cases, a quadratic expression arises as the product of two linear expressions. In those cases, you can use the distributive property twice to expand the factored quadratic to standard form. This is called double distribution. So let's take a look at this example at the top. What double distribution is you're going to take that first binomial and you're going to break it up. You're going to take the x, that first term, and you're going to multiply it to that second set of parentheses. See how they broke it up and they showed it here. And then you're going to take the 5 and you're going to need to multiply it to that second set of parentheses as well. They set it up nicely over here on the right. You don't have to set it up that way. Most cases we don't, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. So what that looks like is x times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. And then distributing the 5, 5 times x is 5x. Make sure you have the plus sign there. And then 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. So what you have to do is then combine like terms, which is these middle two terms here, because they're both x terms. They have the same invisible 1 exponent. So negative 7x plus 5x is negative 2x. So your final answer, you bring down the x squared. When you combine those two like terms, you have your minus 2x, and you bring down your minus 35. So let's practice that. So we're going to start with x plus 5 times x plus 6. So we're going to take our first x here, and we're going to multiply it to both terms in the second parenthesis. X times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Then I'm going to take my 5, and I'm going to distribute it to that second parenthesis as well. So 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 6 is 30. I can combine these middle two terms. I'm going to bring down my x squared. 6x plus 5x is 11x, and then I'm going to bring down my plus 30. And that's it. That's my final answer. I can't combine any more terms because that's an x squared, that's an x, and that doesn't have an x. They're very different terms. Let's try it on the next expression. X minus 3 times x plus 9. I'm going to take the x and distribute it first. So x times x is x squared. X times 9 is 9x. Then we got to multiply negative 3 to both terms. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. And then let's combine our like terms. So we bring down our x squared. 9x minus 3x is 6x. And we bring down the 27. All right, let's go on to the next row. Now we're going to increase our exponents. So let's remember our exponent rules that we add our exponents. So x squared plus 10 times x plus 2. So first I'm going to take my x squared and distribute it. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 2 is 2x. Then I'm going to distribute the 10. 10 times x is, I forgot the x squared there. I apologize. 10 times x is 10x, and 10 times 2 is 20. All of these terms have different exponents, so there's nothing that I can combine at this point. So that's my final answer. Let's take a look at the next one. We have 2x cubed minus 5x times x plus 1. So first I'm going to distribute 2x cubed. So 2x cubed times x is 2x to the fourth. And then 2x cubed times 1, whenever you multiply by 1, nothing changes, so 2x cubed. Now I'm going to multiply everything by the negative 5x. So negative 5x times x is negative 5x squared. And then negative 5x times 1 is just negative 5x. And again, all of my terms have different exponents, so I can't combine anything. And that's my final answer. Let's take a look at these two. These two are what are called conjugates, where they both have the x, they both have the same number, but they have different signs in the middle. So we're going to see something very special happen on these ones. So let's follow our same steps. So x plus 4 times x minus 4, let's start by distributing our x. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Then distribute the 4. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So when we have negative 4x plus 4x and we combine them, that's 0x. We don't have to write 0x because that means there are none. So they really just cancel each other out, and we're left with x squared minus 16. Let's take a look at the next one. We have x plus 5 times x minus 5. Let's start with distributing our x. So x times x is x squared. And then x times negative 5 is negative 5x. And then distribute the 5. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. And again, we have negative 5x plus 5x, and when we combine them, it becomes 0x, which really just cancels out, and we're left with x squared minus 25. So when we multiply these conjugates together, something nifty happens. All right, we don't have that middle x term when we're left. We just have x squared and then whatever that last term is going to be, and it's going to be negative. That's a nifty little trick. And the last page. So what's going on here is we have our binomial and we're squaring it. And when you square something, it means to multiply it by itself. So let's say we had 5 squared. What this really means is 5 times 5, which is 25. It doesn't mean 5 times 2. It's 5 times 5. It's that value times itself. So when we have a binomial squared, we're going to take that binomial and multiply it by itself. So if we have x minus 3 squared, what we have to do is x minus 3 times x minus 3, and we have to go through our double distribution. So we're going to do x times x, which is x squared, x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x again, and negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. Combine your middle terms, so our final answer is x squared minus 6x plus 9. And let's try a few more of these. So we have x squared minus 1 squared, so I'm going to write it twice. X squared minus 1 times x squared minus 1. And then we'll double distribute. So x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. X squared times negative 1 is negative x squared. Negative 1 times x squared is negative x squared. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Combine your two middle terms to get your final answer. x to the fourth minus 2x squared plus 1. And our last two examples. So we have 2x minus 3 squared. So write it twice so that we can double distribute. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. And then distribute the negative 3. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x again. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Combine your like terms for your final answer. So 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. And our last example, we have 3x plus 1 squared. Write it twice so you can double distribute. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 1 is 3x. 1 times 3x is 3x, and 1 times 1 is 1. Combine your like terms, 9x squared plus 6x plus 1, and you are done. Please let me know if you have any questions while you're working on your IXL assignments, and I can give you some help. All right, Mr. Freilich and Mrs. Gibbs are also available for you, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks, guys. Bye.